From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Hi, and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show this morning in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sponsored by Resort Stay International, Tony May, civil attorney, Royal Cleaners on Flamingo and Durango, Byron Mills of Mills and Mills, Smith's Food King on Sahara and Durango, and our new sponsor, U.S. Bank, which is located at Smith's on Sahara and Durango. Also, we have with us Chef Michael every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Hi, Chef Michael.
Good morning, Sandy, the love of my life. How pretty you look today.
Aww.
You know, I went to, got my clothes done today, and it's a shout out to
so glad.
Royal Cleaners, my partners. I love them. John and Mimi and the girls from these people from Korea, and they know how to iron a shirt. Don't fool with them people because they can really iron a shirt, let me tell you. Look at John. Good morning, John. You look very handsome. John Stewart's in the audience today, ladies and gentlemen, as our panel. Looking handsome as always. You're a dead ringer for Brad Pitt. And I got to say something, if I may, Sandy, with your permission.
Of course.
702-731-1230. I want all our listeners to come in. Am I on camera? Look how handsome I look
Oh, my
today.
goodness.
My God, I wish I had
Look at
hair.
that close-up.
Ain't that good? Let me tell you something, and I want everybody to listen to me out in Radio Land right now. 2 years ago, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a pot to you-know-what in and a window to throw it out of. And I walked into U.S. Bank of America, and I had $300 in my pocket. I forgot how to write a check. I was discombobulated. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And I sat down with a lady named Carrie Petroza, who was the she was the branch manager. And I said, you got a few minutes, Carrie, could I talk to you? And I told her my story. She had tears in her eyes, and she looked at me, and she helped me tremendously, and they helped me get my credit back, everything. And one thing about U.S. Bank, it's a bank that you really need to go to because they really care.
They really do.
They really care, and I want everybody to know that for the simple fact, and I'm so excited, John, to have a multi-billion-dollar bank behind Sandy Kastel and friends, and to have Smith Food King. Now, by going to the bank, just so everybody knows, because they're listening right now.
They have a special right now.
Right, if you open up an account, they'll give you $75 hard money.
For your savings
John loved that idea. He's ready to go grab some bread.
I'm leaving right now.
All right? But the best thing, they'll also give you comp show tickets. For every person that opens up an account at the branch on Durango and Sahara U.S. Bank in Smith Food King, you will get $75 hard money to go do whatever you want with, but you will also get comp show tickets. Yes, Sandy?
And that is compliments of Resort Stay International because they're our other sponsor,
Yes.
too. And because they are a sponsor of Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
Right, and I'm very excited about that. It gives me inspiration in my heart because I love everybody. And I got to tell you something. You know, we had a call yesterday, Sandy and I, from someone that they wanted us to advertise. And unfortunately, what they wanted me to, the sponsor, it was a little bit risque. And I said, you know something, I'd love to take your money. I said, but I can't. He said, what do you mean you can't? I says, the people that we have on this show, the sponsors, they got the content of their character, the credibility, the way these people are. I says, I can't push that. I just can't. I said, I love to. He says, my money no good? I said, it has nothing to do with your money, pal. It's got to do with what you're pushing. And we don't want to push that kind of stuff. We want to push people like Smith Food King, Royal Cleaners, and so many other wonderful people that are out there.
And Tony May and Byron Mills. And
yeah, these guys are powerful
people.
guys, you know what I mean? And it's like anything else. It all depends where you want to sit. And I feel good. We got a great panel today, and I'm looking at Sandy. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just here to talk about food. Boy, did I get pushed away.
Well, Chef Michael, I just want to share with everybody that we are here live from KLAV weekdays from 9 a.m. to Monday through Friday. And you can also tune in midnight, Monday through Friday on KLAV. And also, our spot on VegasAllNetRadio.com just got moved up to 10 p.m.
Oh,
Monday
my God.
through Friday. Yes. Irma just told me that. She sent me an email, and thank you, Irma, for doing that for all of our listeners out there.
And you know why?
So if you happen to miss the show during the day and you can't get to an AM FM or an AM station, then you can listen to us online at Vegas All Net Radio. They rebroadcast our programs every night. We are also featuring Cooking with Chef Michael, authentic South Philadelphia-style recipes, and interviews with Las Vegas legendary performers, artists, authors, and celebrities, including John Stuart, creator, founder, and producer of Legends in Concert. Good morning, John Stuart.
Morning. Good morning, Sandy. How are you this morning? Okay?
Good, and I want to say you look so handsome in your nice suit today. You knew the cameraman was back today.
Yes, I called him and I said, what should I wear? And he said a dress with pink polka dots. That's the only one I could find.
Well, this is a very nice suit, and look at that tie. Oh my gosh, you look stunning. You know, my special guests today are Luis, and excuse me if I don't say this right, Poema?
Yes, you're right.
Oh, good. Good morning, and welcome to to Sandy Kastel and Friends and Chef Michael.
Hi, yes,
How are you doing? You're with the circus.
Yes, I am. I'm a long career in the circus in my family. We are a sixth generation.
Yes.
We've been all over the world. I'm original from Argentina, so I present trapeze and all kind of different acts in the circus.
Try to get in the camera shot here.
No. He was trying to get you to give Luis a little
Oh,
spot.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Well, I want to welcome you
That's
here
all right.
today,
I'll just
Luis.
go home.
And Luis, we're going to find out more about what it is you do in the circus a little bit later. We also have Fred Schultz of Positively Kids. And Fred, you are the founder of this organization, wonderful organization.
Thank you.
That helps children at risk.
Well,
Or-
it
or
helps
you-
kids who are medically fragile, so kids who
Medically
have long-term
fragile.
chronic illnesses.
What does that mean?
That means kids who really have all kinds of different kinds of medical diseases. It might be a genetic defect, it might be cerebral palsy, it could be a child who's on a ventilator. So there's a number of different medical acuities.
Yeah, and you also said even like children that have almost drowned, you know, they might be on the ventilators.
Sure,
and
they
stuff.
could be
So
on
that's
ventilators. So we have
yeah,
nurses that take care of them, and
Oh
we
my
take care
gosh.
of kids who are developmentally delayed.
That's wonderful.
So we have a whole group that does that also.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being here today on Sandy
Thank
Kastel
you.
and Friends, and we're going to learn more about Positively Kids in just a minute. Also, we have in the showroom with us, it's our studio showroom, Gina Van Pelt. And Gina Van Pelt, oh my gosh, she's stunning, stunning, stunning woman. And she is a model, and she's an interpreter. She speaks in 3 different languages, English, Portuguese, and Italian. I love Italian.
Oh, come si chiama? Senorita, come si chiama questo?
Hey. So anyway, welcome, Gina. It's nice to
thank
have you here.
Thank you, Sandy. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.
So could you say welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends in Portuguese?
Yes, bem-vindos a Sandy Kastel here ao vivo in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh my gosh. Now how about in Italian?
Benvenuta Sandy Castelli.
Come on, bella, Sandy Kastel. I want to see you. Come on, bella. These are beautiful. Look at the black guy. He said, what the hell are they talking about?
Well, thank you so much, Gina, and we're going to learn more about what it is you do. But right now, everybody's on their seats, and in fact, do we have a caller? We have a caller
Oh, my
who's been
God,
very
how exciting.
patiently waiting to talk with Chef Michael.
Yes,
Who
good
is our
morning.
caller?
Who's calling?
Who? Joey.
Hey, Sandy, we love you here at Fat Burger.
Hey, Joey.
Hey, Joey D'Amiglio, my buddy. A shout out to his lovely wife who listens to us every single day with his granddaughter.
That's
Hiya,
right.
Joe, you bald-headed son of a... Don't let me curse. What's going on, Joe?
I need your recipe, Mike, for gumbo.
For gumbo? Well, you take a bushel of goldfish eggs, you hang them on a sky hook in the midnight sun, and then you fry them until they're done. Gumbo, I'm Italian. What the hell do I know about gumbo?
Well, don't they have Italian gumbo?
No, they don't have a gumbo. I can give you a minute.
I love you guys, and I got to get back to work.
Thank you,
Oh,
buddy.
good. You got a customer. Okay. Talk to you later,
All right.
Joey.
Get him, Joe, you
Love you.
dirty
Bye-bye.
son of a...
If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. And, you know, Chef Michael, this is Michael Leonetti. He's also very talented in other areas of his life. He's a drummer. He's been a drummer since he was a kid.
Who cares?
And he was performing professionally at the age of 10 years old.
Who
Oh, my
cares?
gosh. How did you manage that, Michael?
I was that or reform school, one or the other. And, instead of picking up a baseball bat, I picked up a set of drumsticks.
And you
Now-
hit the drums.
Yes, my grandfather played with the Benny Goodman Orchestra, and my mother, God bless my mother, she's 85 years old. I spoke to her the day before yesterday, and I speak to my mother in Italian. And I said to my mother, joke, I said, Mom, chi su mangiare, questo lavare tutto cosa. Did you folks hear this already? No. And I just love to play, and I'm having a good time. I am at the age of 62. That was the day I hung my gloves up years ago. And thanks to Sandy, she makes it possible. If you go to MikeLeonetti.com, you could look at the show that we just produced for the Christmas special, where I do a tribute with Sandy's dad, who is Dick Kastel, who is one of the best jazz saxophone players in the world today, and I had the pleasure. That's my future father-in-law, and I love him with all my heart. I know he's always listening, and I hope that I'm in the will.
Well, as a matter of fact, my dad brought us here in 1963 when he joined Harry James Band, and he worked at the Frontier for 20 years with the band there, and then obviously worked with a lot of the legends, a lot of the great, Sinatra and Sammy and Dean, of course, and a lot of the famous performers, Stephen Eady,
Yes, the
everybody.
best.
So I used to sit up in the light booth and watch the shows.
It's
Yeah.
funny, and I got to say this real quick because I don't want to take too much time up because we got John Stuart, and we got a great cast of people. When I met Sandy and I fell in love with her, I said, Sandy, I want to meet your dad. And she said, for what? I need to talk to
I
him.
was
said,
nervous.
This is a true story. So I went to talk to the old man. I said, listen, I said, I know you don't know me that well, Dick. I said, but I fell in love with your daughter, and I said, and I want to marry her. And he looked at me, and he was very sincere, the guy said, well, Mike, she's old enough to do what she wants. I says, I know. I says, but I'm Italian. I'm from the old school. I need your blessing. And he said, okay. He said, I got another daughter if you want to marry her too. I said, no, I just want to marry just your daughter. But I went to him.
Just one at a time, anyway.
Right, and I asked him for his permission. And people don't do that. But my culture, my day, when I, at my age, that's what we do. And I'm so blessed to have the greatest father-in-law you could ever possibly imagine. Not only musically, but he loves my cooking. I make roasted peppers.
And
The old
Joanne.
man- and
Joanne,
my
stepmom.
mother-in-law,
Oh, my
true.
gosh, she's
My
so
mother-in-law, I
wonderful.
said to her, she said, Mike, would you give me a cup of coffee? And I try to be funny because, I'm a humorous guy. I said, get it yourself when you go home. She says, you know something? I had you in the will. No, wait a minute. Let me go get it for you, Ma.
Actually, she said, I had you penciled in.
Penciled. I was penciled in.
So she could erase it in case you don't behave.
Right. And Sandy and I, again, we want to thank everybody for calling in because
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. And like I said, you got to come to KLAV for the show tickets. We cannot handle making sure everybody gets their tickets because we need a whole crew of people. So we have the show tickets here.
Chef, you've
Yes,
got to
ma'am.
tell us one of your recipes right now. Come on.
Okay.
Share something.
Well, I'm looking at a wonderful panel here, and the best thing for me to say is who likes Italian food? Raise your hand. Okay. What the girl from Brazil?
Gina.
Gina, your husband left to take care of my wife as a pal. You really don't want me to. Listen, let me ask you a question, Gina. In Italian food, what's your favorite?
I'll be lasagna.
Lasagna.
First place.
So, well, lasagna's a little complicated because it's layers, okay, when you make your lasagna. So
That's true.
So you go to Smith Food King, aisle 2, and go, think I don't know, John? I'm in that place every day. You go down, you grab the renzoni. They got renzoni. They got some beautiful pasta. And what you do is you boil your macaroni. When the pasta's done, you drain it, and then you have to dry your pasta, and then you layer it. And you layer it with ground meat, your pasta sauce, your cheese, your parsley, and your ricotta, which is the ricotta cheese. And then you mix ricotta with a little bit of half and half, and then you put Parmesan with garlic powder. When I say garlic powder, granulated garlic, and some parsley, and that's when you layer it. You do your 4 layers, and you keep going up and up and up. And we got to take a break.
Yes, we do, and we can
I'm
come
watching
right
you today.
back,
Yes.
Michael, and we can talk more about that recipe,
Yes.
lasagna. And also, you'll be able to find that on his website, which is michaelleonetti.com. We'll be right back with Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show after a message from our sponsors.
And call me. I'm waiting for you to call.
And welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. I'm here with Chef Michael Stuart, Johnny Stewart, and I've got Gina Van Pelt, I've got Luis Poema, and Fred Schultz. Hi, Fred.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
You're with Positively Kids, and I know Sylvia Wolf is part of your organization too.
Yes, she is our Vice President of Business Development.
Okay. And how did you start this organization, and how long ago?
Well, I started it in December of '99 to take care of kids who were medically fragile. So those are kids who have long-term chronic illnesses. And I had been in healthcare for a long time, and I really like the pediatric population better than adults. Adults are whiny and they cry and, you complain about everything. But taking care of kids and the families really make a huge difference. And you can see that when you start to provide services to these kids.
Right. So tell us, so what do you do on a daily basis?
So on a daily basis, we've got 3 school clinics that we operate for the Clark County School District. So we've got pediatricians and nurse practitioners there that see kids. So it's a well and a sick clinic that's there. We also manage a clinic out at the Child Haven campus. So those are kids that are in the Department of Family Services. There's 3,600 families in foster care, and so we care for those kids. We have our lead pediatrician, Dr. Brooks, out there who manages that program with us out there. And we also have a home health agency. and we also take care of kids who are developmentally delayed.
Is this only in Las Vegas area?
Yeah, we're only here in Clark County.
So our money stays here.
Money stays here. Everything stays right here. Services are right here.
That's good. And what is a selfie campaign?
The selfie campaign. So everybody's doing a selfie, right? So everybody's holding up their phone and they're doing a selfie and that kind of thing. And we have clothing donation bins all over the valley, like 140 of these things. So what we're asking people to do is to, when you go to one of these donation bins, you hold up the bag next to the bin and you take a selfie of yourself. And then you post it on our Facebook page.
There you go.
And however many likes that we get by that person who drops off the bag, they'll get $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
So
So
we're
it's like a
providing that.
contest.
So it's like a contest, and it promotes us and lets people know what we're doing.
So there's a lot of people out there that are donating and they're taking selfie pictures of themselves
Yeah.
with their cell phones.
Yeah.
And
You need
winning
to
money.
be there with a bag of clothes. When you leave here,
I've got a few clothes too.
You
I'm
need
going
to
to
go
my
with a bag.
closets
So
now.
do you.
Yes, yes.
Me?
Yeah.
I won't give my clothes up to my underwear. You can have them. My clothes,
we
I
don't
ain't giving
care.
my
We can
suits
take your
to
underwear.
nobody.
All that stuff gets cleaned. It's okay.
I'm teasing you. I don't have any clothes, sir. Believe me. I used to work at a nudist colony, so
Hey.
and I was selling.
But you also have something called a Duck Fest. Now, what is a Duck
Oh.
Fest?
Yeah, our Duck Fest, the Duck Derby, we do that. 14 years we've been doing it. It's our signature fundraiser, and those are little tiny rubber ducks that you adopt for $5, and that's how we raise money. And these little ducks are barcoded with your name on the bottom, and they go in
Oh.
town square, and they float around
Wow.
in town square, and we pluck them out of the water, and you win prizes. You win
my
money,
gosh.
you win cars, you win.
Let me ask you a
whatever.
question, if I may. Do you ever do anything in the cooking end of it?
No.
You never did? Well, I'm
Wanna
going to tell
do
you something. I'll say, for this?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Chef Michael and Sandy Kastel. Whatever we can do for the people out in Las Vegas to help anybody, that's what we do. And if I can do something with you, you can have a fundraiser or something where I can come and make my Italian meatballs.
A big cookout.
A big cookout where people could actually come in, taste Chef Michael's cooking, and all the proceeds go to your organization. I would be happy from the bottom of my heart to do whatever I can do for you.
All right, Sylvia's listening.
She's
right,
listening,
Sil.
she's making notes.
Sylvia, make notes.
Make notes, Sylvia.
Well,
If you
in
go,
fact, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, honey.
Go ahead.
Darling.
In fact, you've got on September 13th, you've got the Las Vegas Lucky Duck Family Festival, noon to 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's it.
And so that's a
It's a good
opportunity
fundraiser
maybe.
for us.
Yeah.
It's become our signature fundraiser. The first year we did it, we had no idea what the heck we were doing. We lost money on it, and every year we got better at it, and now we make money on it.
That's good. Well, you know, everybody
people
loves
expect it.
meatballs. Everybody loves my Italian, my grandmother's meat, fried meatballs. I'm
Okay,
serious.
okay.
And we can have something like, one of your fests, and we just do the meatballs. You stick to one thing. You don't have to get too complicated. The Italian fried Sicilian Napolitan South Philadelphia meatballs. If anybody goes to YouTube and put in Shopping at Smith's, you will see Sandy and I's TV show with Smith's that we did, a pilot we did, and you will see how I make these meatballs. And I'm telling you something, my grandmother, God bless you, you know what I mean? God rest her soul. She's in heaven right now with Jesus himself, sitting around eating a meatball
making
sandwich.
meatballs, yeah.
But the meatballs, I'm telling you, are phenomenal. And John, believe it or not, John Stewart, till this very day, has not tasted my cuisine.
But he's coming over this
Saturday.
week. That's
Yeah,
right.
John's coming Saturday at the Weema Festival that we're having.
That's right. WEMA event. That's
Weema
our
event,
mixer.
and John's going to be one of our guest speakers.
Yes.
He didn't know that. I just surprised him with this.
I'm going to eat 200 meatballs.
Okay. And I'm going to make a beautiful. I think what should I do? The roast pork?
If
honey?
you can do that, I think you should take a selfie picture of yourself
Right.
eating the
With
200
the meatballs. So
meatballs.
what do you think? I think I should do the roast pork. You tell me what you want. 'Cause she
roast
wanted
pork is
stromboli.
great too, but
I'm-
stromboli
I
or
get-
meatballs, all of
Yeah,
it.
and what it is, it's this Saturday. It's going to be held at our estate. It's $25 per person.
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
Entertainment's going to be phenomenal. All the proceeds, every nickel and dime, honestly and truthfully, goes to WEMA. It's Sandy and I. We put our hand in our pocket. We buy the food.
WIMA, WEMA, that's Women in Music and Arts, empowering artists of all ages. And you can go to WEMAfoundation.org to find out more about what we do. But just give me a call at 702-348-5707 if you'd like to come to this event this Saturday, 1 to 3 p.m. It's only $25.
Per person, all
Yes,
the money
per
goes to
person.
charity. The food,
That's right.
forget about it. The food, listen, the Fat Burger, I love them. It's $9 for a hamburger. Come on.
We also have Susan McKee Kenny, who's going to be there to take photos of our members and everything. And for a nominal fee, she's going to do that because she's a WEMA member and she wants to help us all have professionally looking pictures.
That's right.
Yes,
Could she take a shot with me with hair? That's all I care about.
I don't know, but Photoshop.
Right.
Yeah,
and if you want to call me, just dial Sicily 67474.
Again, call me at 702-348-5707.
Look at Louise.
Okay, if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. You know, our sponsors are very special to us. Resort State International, you can call them at 1-800-896-5744. That's 800-896-5744. They offer a lot of opportunities for us. They donated these show tickets that we're handing out to everybody who calls in at 702-731-1230. That's 702-731-1230 to ask Chef Michael a question about one of his recipes. We've got Mark Savar, Michael. We've got Nathan Burton. Then we've got country superstars, Frank Marino and Divas. We've got Jeff Savilico. We've got the country superstars, and we've got percussion, recycled percussion. All kinds of tickets, and also John Stewart. I think we have the
Rock Vault from
Rock
the
Vault.
LVH,
Yeah,
right? Rock Vault.
$100 a piece.
So we've got all kinds of great tickets. So just call in right now and get your tickets.
The
That's
Beatles?
marvelous.
Did we say the Beatles?
And the Beatles show.
Yes,
That's
the
right.
Beatles. And that's just the beginning. And now John and I, we're producing a new show with this wonderful dancer from Brazil. It's called The Dance of the Seven Virgins. And we have an ad in the paper. So far, no one called. But
We're
it's
looking
okay.
for at least 6 more.
So Chef Michael,
Yes, ma'am.
you know, I'd like to know about that recipe that you make. That is, it's the one with the lobsters and the pasta. What is that called?
Well, when you say the lobsters, that's
Because
plural.
you did it with 2 lobsters when
Two
you did
lobsters,
it for
well,
me.
that's called lobster frutta di mare. Frutta di mare in
Lobster
Italian means
frutta
fruit
di
of the
mare.
sea. Frutta di mare means fruit of the sea.
Yes.
Okay, now there's a lot of different dishes, but I make a sauce. My mother cooked one great thing. It was a lobster sauce. Everything else, forget about it. But her sauce was great. What you do is you go to Smith Food King naturally in the back at the fish department. Ask for Mike. Mike is the butcher. He's the guy that runs it. And one thing about Smith's, I'm telling you, John, any kind of piece of meat that you want, then people will go in the back. They will cut it for you.
Yeah.
I love everybody else. I remember the days of Skaggs Alpha Beta. That's how far back I go. I came to Vegas in '74. They gave you that customer service, but the customer service that Smith Food King gives you is unsurpassed. Listen to me. That's why I shop there. Anyway, what you do is you go in the back and you ask them for the lobster. They got the lobster tails, okay? You get the tails, you go home, you get a pot, okay? And you get your oil and garlic and you saute it. Throw your lobsters in, the tails. Get about 5 or 6 lobsters. They're a sawbuck a piece. A sawbuck, for who don't know what that is, it's $10.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's a sawbuck.
A
Right? Remember that,
sawbuck.
Johnny? Sawbuck? You're giving your age away, you son of a... Anyway, so what you do is you fry the oil and garlic and you add your lobster tails to it. Put a lid on it. The lobster tail will automatically turn red, okay? Then you add 2 cans of not tomato puree, but the tomatoes in the can. And then you add salt, pepper, parsley, garlic. Let that cook for 2.5 to 3 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called a lobster Diablo sauce. Listen to me. You have never in your life tasted something so delicious than that. It is phenomenal. Then you get yourself linguine, because I'm a linguine
And
guy.
I can attest to that.
I
It is
love
absolutely
linguine.
great.
I'm telling you. And you pour it over linguine when you sit down
Fantastic.
with the lobster tail. Johnny, I'm telling you, out of this world. And you can get that recipe. You just get Leonetti Marketing at gmail.com. That's Leonetti Marketing at gmail.com. And I'll send you the recipe.
Good,
Great.
good. That's
Sounds
wonderful.
great.
Thank you, Chef Michael. Oh my gosh, it's so quiet here for a second.
Well, you told me to keep quiet. So what
So Luis, you know, you were with the circus. How did you get involved? You said it was a family business. So you grew up in the circus?
Yes, that's
6
exactly how it happened.
generations?
Yes, 6 generation. We came from Argentina. All my family, we original from Argentina. It's a long way. And we start to work all over the world. And I've been doing trapeze for 32 years. I'm flying trapeze, working here in United States with the best circus in the country, like Ringling Brothers, Circus, so many circus that we have right here in United States. I think I went in everyone.
Well, now, what show brought you to Las Vegas?
That was almost 10 years ago when we moved for Circus. We work for Circus. My sister, she's still doing the trapeze right now,
Uh-huh.
and Circus.
Now, when you learned the trapeze, when you had to get up there the very first time, were you scared?
Yes, and you know what? I still scared. Yeah, that's one of those things. The trapeze artists have to be careful, because when you're not scared, well, you got accidents.
That's when you
know,
take it for granted. Right.
Yes, and the funny part, after 32 years I do trapeze, every place I go, and the first show in that town, I'm scared, because it's everything different. Everything. I work in 35 feet high when I'm standing,
Oh my
but when I
gosh.
I fly over 45, because I
Wow.
got to cross in my line
Right.
when I swing.
Right.
So, and when I work in different huge buildings like you guys have it here in the United States, everything is different. The chairs, they are so far away, they are so close, the ceiling are high. And I work in like Madison Square Garden, and after that I'm working in the Dome in San Antonio, Texas. It's huge. So it's a lot different.
Well, and plus they tear down and then set it up in a whole new city.
Yes,
So you have
yes.
to make sure that everything's working
Yeah,
properly.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's very difficult and dangerous when we do one-day stands.
Well, I want to learn more about that in a few minutes, but right now we're going to take a break for our sponsors. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael, Monday through Friday here on KLAV at 9 a.m.
You're doing a great job, San.
Oh, thank you, Chef Michael.
You're the glue.
The first.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show here every Monday through Friday on KLAV from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. with Chef Michael. You know, one of our sponsors is George Stuart, and he has new and available, he has innovative life protection, life insurance you don't have to die to collect. If your life insurance only pays the death benefit when you die, it's now considered outdated or obsolete. Learn how you can advance up to 100% of your death benefit, and you don't have to die. Call George Stewart at 702-497-9036. That's 702-497-9036 to learn about this new innovative life protection.
But the most important thing, if you call George,
Yes.
just so he could explain to you this magnificent plan,
You have to set up an appointment.
right, you get comp show tickets.
That's right.
The tickets are $100 a piece.
I
You
know.
can't get hurt. You don't have to buy it. Just give that man a few minutes of your time. You get the show tickets. Yes, John?
That's right. He'll actually just hand you the show tickets, compliments of being on your show and working with you guys as show people here. And he's a very aggressive as far as being able to explain exactly how this program works, and it's wonderful.
John,
Right.
do you know we got Mark Savar, we got Frank Marino, we got country superstars, we got Nathan Burton, recycled, we got the Beatles show, we got Jeff Savilico. These tickets are $50, $60, $70, $80, and let's not forget Rock Vault, $100 a ticket. So is it worth a phone call, ladies and Gentiles, monkeys and reptiles? Get in there,
I
make
think
that
so.
phone call, and call that guy on the phone.
So listen, Chef Michael, we've
Yes, ma'am.
got a wonderful cast here today. We've got Johnny Stewart, we've got Luis Poema, we've got Fred Schultz of wait, what is it called? The Foundation of Positively Kids.
Positively Kids.
And we've also got Gina Van Pelt. And Gina, you're a model and interpreter, and you've got a BS in arts?
Yes, exactly.
that's right.
Yes,
That's right. So when did you get started in your career?
Well, that became like my family's always had been in business somehow. So since I was 6 years old, I was around with my stepfather. Used to be an architect, so he would pick up his family, his kids, to make all the commercials about the malls. He would draw.
Uh-huh.
You know, he would draw. I'm sorry. And that was that happened in São Paulo. It's a 22 million people city in Brazil. It looks pretty much like New York. That's very interesting.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful city, yes.
Yes, and that was wonderful because I saw very early, like in 6 years old, and I always did it for free. So it became like a passion. I really love to do what I do.
So is this your different model for being a model? I mean, you know, it's like you you look at it differently, your approach to being a model.
Oh yeah, sure. Because because I come from a family, Italian background family, just as Chef Michael here.
Hey, senorita, mannaggia
Yes,
America.
so the study was always at the first place. So the modeling, I had to squeeze in between, you know what I mean? Like I had to run and do everything super fast, and it was a pleasure because it kept me from babysitting my brothers, which was the worst part.
Yeah, who wants to sit home and babysit your brothers when you can be out modeling, you know?
Oh, yes.
So
Great choice.
you were born in Brazil,
Uh-huh.
and the tradition there is wearing, what we see is, everybody's walking around in one of those thongs. Or those
Yeah,
doing
baby, that's what I'm talking
those
about.
Brazilian butt
Tim said,
exercises,
"Yeah,
you know?
baby."
So how did you get away from that?
Oh, yes, that's a very interesting question, Sandy. In Brazil, like especially in the beach, everybody's like butts out and everything's super comfortable, natural.
Very comfortable, yes.
And my style is kind of I could not go that kind of style for the family background and
Right.
stuff. They were very very strong on that point. So I developed some kind of another dressing style, and my goal is to bring that to the fashion, to the model career. In Brazil, it happens, unfortunately, some kind of, when you work as a model there, it's a little bit different. You have a lot of couch interviews, you know what I mean?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And I would just zip through the door and, just lost a bunch of good works.
Well, that's great. And, of course, growing up in Las Vegas, I understand what you're talking about. A city gets known for one thing and one thing only, and they really don't take time to think about all the other great things that are offered in that city, just like Las Vegas.
That's
I mean,
right.
We have Red Rock, we have the Lake Mead, we have Mount Charleston.
You got Chicken Ranch?
Hey, see, there you go, see?
Yeah.
That's a guy for you. Anyway, so, but there's all these other
I'm
things.
glad.
You
Look
know,
at Louise said, caliente, caliente, mañana, caliente, mañana. Whatever the hell that meant. But anyway.
and Luis, yes. I mean,
Yes.
what did you think of coming to Las Vegas when you first came?
Oh, well, that was, I came here many times before that when I decided after to come over, but that was nice. That's a beautiful feeling in that time. I love the circus, and Las Vegas is a huge circus for me.
Yeah, it is, yes.
Sandy, you were telling me you went to the Star International, one of our sponsors, and John Montello's out there. That's who you met. And John, yes, John's
Yes.
always listening. I said, John, why don't you call? And true, John Stewart, he said to me, Mike, I got to tell you, I want to call. I have so much fun listening to this radio station.
John is actually one of my best friends.
John Montello?
Yeah, John Montello. Hello, John.
Hey, John,
Johnny
we love
Stewart.
you out there. You got
John.
Richard Bragley. You got the whole gang down there.
And I saw Frank Braglia there
That's the
yesterday,
boss.
too.
That's
He
who
gave me a-
Bordone.
gave me
Quando
a big
sta lei da
hug,
mangiavete.
and he wanted to make sure you knew.
Right.
I just gave her a big hug.
Yes.
I want you to know.
That
Just-
was, Sandy, that was my mentor. I'm looking at Tim over here right now. He's on the phone. I told him, stop, take personal phone calls. It's costing me $250 an hour for this guy. And he's on the phone. It better be a caller. Is it a caller? Yeah. Okay. Who's calling? Kay. Hey, Kay. How are you? What can I do?
Fine, how are you?
Oh, Kay, thanks. I felt so alone. John Stewart said, Mike, no one loves you no more. I said, what do you mean? Nobody's calling. Everybody wants to listen. Call in. So, Kay, what can I do for you?
Well, I heard something I wanted to ask about. Something about winning $1,000 in a selfie campaign?
Yes, you do. And I'm going to turn you over right now to the gentleman who just said that, Cindy. What's his fine
Fred
fellow?
Schultz.
Fred, go ahead, Fred, take it away, Big
Positively
Fred.
Kids.
Okay, so here's the deal. So we have about 140 clothing donation bins all over the valley. In fact, we have one at Smith's. So Smith's
Oh,
is
Smith's
one
Food
of our,
King.
yeah.
Great.
I think that's at Rainbow and Windmill where we have one. We're a box out there. So you go with your bag of clothes, and you donate your clothes into the bin. You stand in front of it. You take a selfie of yourself, okay? Then you post it on our Facebook page, okay?
Oh.
And you got to be
so-
creative so that you can win this $1,000
Right,
because
so
obviously there's
whoever
going to be
gets-
tons of people doing this.
Whoever gets the most likes, that's the person that gets $1,000.
And I'll tell you what, I'll even throw some show tickets in. How's that?
All right, perfect.
Oh, my
Let me-
God.
How's that,
Well-
Kay?
Well, let me ask, how do you know I'm in front of one of your boxes? There's lots of boxes around town.
Well, it says Positively Kids on it. It's very colorful. You'll see our logo all over it. The boxes, most of the boxes are yellow with the big sign on front. And it's
Okay.
part of a recycle campaign, really. I mean, we should be we should be conscious about recycling things too. So you don't throw your clothes away, you bring them to the box.
Yeah,
and you put 'em in.
besides, George, according to George Carlin, we buy these houses, we fill them with stuff, we buy more stuff to fill up the closets, and then, we've got this stuff sitting there for years and we don't even use it.
That's right.
So we got to go through our closets and pull out what we don't need anymore. Things that you haven't worn for 10 years.
Sure.
Come
Right.
on, you're
Sure.
not going to wear them again.
Hey, Kay, would you do me a favor?
Sure.
Do me a favor. I want you to when this show's over today, I want you to everybody that you know, your neighbors, knock on every door, have them call 731-1230. We got the show tickets. I want to thank you, Kay, for not only listening in, but in the 2 weeks that we've been here, we're brand new. We became #1 with KLAV. I hold a tremendous amount of homage and respect for John Stewart because this kid's been with me from the beginning. And I'm so blessed to have him in our corner because I want to tell you something, Kay. You need an army to win a war. And I'm going to tell you something. This guy is the best, and we're excited. And I hope that I hope KLAV becomes the #1 and listen with everybody. I mean, there's a lot of great radio stations, and we have other people in here that they say a lot of wonderful things. They got other people that do stuff over here on the radio station.
Some wonderful talk shows.
Wonderful
yes.
talk shows. But this radio show is different because we want to uplift you, and that's why John brings all these wonderful people. He's got a trapeze guy. This guy's been flying all over the place. We can't fly him. He's in a closet right now doing pirouettes, but it's going to be fantastic. Now, it's a funny thing, Kay. Is there anything you want to know about cooking?
No, well, first of all, I wanted to go back to your mention about It's a War. I think it sounded like Mr. Schultz is doing a great war on kids' health care.
That's
right.
right. That's right. And we need people like you to make it help us make the change. Kay, we thank you. And for calling in, we're going to give you some show tickets. And,
we got your email and your phone number. Case?
Fantastic.
KB?
Yeah, I will send that.
No, be sure to give it to Tim, and he'll write it down, and then we'll get you some show tickets.
Thanks,
okay?
Kay. God bless
Thanks
you
for
very,
calling
very
in.
much. Thanks for
Okay.
calling in. See, when I said wonderful.
You're right.
That's
you.
wonderful.
Great.
Yes. Tim, anybody else on the line? No, you sure?
No,
You
but
want
he's
to
got to
make
get
another?
her name and phone number.
Yeah, maybe you want to make another personal phone call. maybe.
Chef Michael,
Yes, ma'am.
like she was saying, Fred, what you're doing is you've put together this army, you've got all these facilities around where people can put the donations in, and to create this kind of a campaign on Facebook, so that people can utilizing the social media is so important.
Social
for these
media
events.
is so much more important than we realize, and we never thought about it much before, and we just started to pick up on it. But and we take any clothes. It's not just children's clothes. Sometimes people say, "Oh, positively kids. We can only put kids' clothes in there." No, you take adult clothes. Anything that you've got can go into that bin.
You know what my dad told me? A lot of the donations that are made, whether they're made to Salvation Army or Goodwill or Positively Kids, he was telling me that out in Pahrump, what they need the most, and it may sound kind of strange, but what they're missing the most is underwear, undergarments, bras and
It's
socks
amazing, isn't it?
and yes,
It's
yes,
amazing
because
what people don't have.
yeah,
I know.
because it's
It's
great
sad.
that you give them a coat or something, but they've got to feel comfortable underneath
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
please don't feel bad. Launder your clothes, of course, and then put them in the box.
Great.
For these for the kids and for adults, with Positively Kids, whether you're out there for them to support them, and take that selfie picture so that you can win that $1,000 in those
That's
show
great.
tickets.
Thank you.
If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show here on KLAV, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. with Chef Michael and all of our guests that John Stewart brings to us every day, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're going to take a little break for our sponsors now.
Come on, get out of the bathroom. Give me a call.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. I'm here with Chef Michael, John Stewart. We've got Gina Van Pelt, Fred Schultz of Positively Kids, and we've got Luis Poema, and he's a circus act. He does the flying trapeze.
Yes,
Right?
yes, I do the triple somersault.
The triple
Blindfold.
summers. Oh my gosh!
Blindfold.
Now, do you do this with other people, or is it just by yourself?
No, I got a group.
Okay.
Trapeze is one of the acts in the show, in the circus, that you need more than once. So normally, basically, we have 2 girls and 2 boys doing the act. And I have my catcher. It was my brother. And, unfortunately, my brother right now is in Argentina.
Okay.
We're-
That's a long way to catch you.
It's a long way to catch it, but right now he's stand by because he got to go back to Argentina. staying there for a little bit. But my sister, they doing the show right here. And
Can she catch you though?
No, no,
Oh,
no. It has to
okay.
be a strong.
You have to catch her.
Yes.
Right,
I
Now,
will.
Louise, she
Yes.
did the triple somersault.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
do you know our engineer? His name is Tim. He's a professional. What do you call it again? Martial artist.
Yeah.
And you're going to fight when, Tim? When you fighting again? August 5th. He'll be fighting. He's about 6'3". He weighs about
What do you weigh?
185. Okay.
That's just each arm weighs 185.
Right. He's
each arm.
5'1", and I seen him do a guy did a quadruple salt because he hit him with a right hook, and the guy he spin 4 times. You know, it's funny. You said something to me earlier today, Tim. Did you want to share it with our radio people? Now, Tim is a black man. Okay, and we're going to be fast. We are, honey. She's giving me the eye. All right, just a sec. Go ahead, Tim. Here's the mic.
Yeah, Chef Michael, we were talking earlier, and as a black guy, I was wondering, is there any prejudice in heaven?
Jesus, God in hell. How the hell would I? Well, let me tell you something.
Check with your mother.
Let me check. Well, I did. And let me tell you what my mother said. She said to me, this guy dies, this Italian guy dies, and he goes to heaven. His name's Angelo Bombolini. And St. Peter's at the Golden Gates, and St. Peter said, can I help you? He says, yeah, I'm here to get in the gates of heaven. He said, I want you to know, Mr. Bombolini, there's absolutely no prejudice in heaven. He says, thank you, God, for that. He said, but spell something. He said, what? He said, Rose, R-O-S-E. The gates opened up, the Italian guy went in. All of a sudden, an Irish guy dies. He goes to heaven. Frank Murphy. He says, St. Peter, he said, I got to ask you a question. What is it, Mr. Murphy? He says, is there any prejudice in heaven? Absolutely not, St. Peter said. No way. He said, there's no prejudice in heaven. He said, thank God for that. He said, spell something. He said, what? He said, Rose, R-O-S-E. The gates opened up, and he went in. Now the poor black guy goes up, and the guy says, there's no prejudice in heaven, St. Peter said to him, and the black man said, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. I knew it in my heart. St. Peter said, you got to name something, you spell something. He said, what is it, St. Peter? He said, spell gladiola.
Oh, you're terrible, Michael.
Did I answer your question, Tim? Put it there, buddy. Don't hit me. I'm an old man. That's a senior citizen here. Take it easy.
Positively Kids is doing a golf tournament coming up October the 6th. It's called Swing for the Kids. And you can win $1 million for a hole-in-one if you get this. So I'm sure if you want to find out more about this, Fred, where do they go?
Yeah, they can go to our website or they can call our office, 702-262-0037. But it's October 6th. It's TPC Summerlin. $1 million
beautiful golf
hole-in-one.
course,
All
yes.
kinds of sponsorships still available, so they can check in our office or check on our website and they get the information that way.
Okay, great. What's that number?
702-262-0037.
And what is the website?
Website is positivelykids.org.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Swing for Kids. Be sure to go and sign up to be one of the golf members. One of the golf players. Yeah, there you go. I play golf. Michael plays golf.
I love
Tell
golf.
him
I
about your
shoot.
handicap, Michael.
My handicap is 6.
Yeah.
No, the last time I golfed, I did a 62, and that was only the first hole. So you better fire that drummer. Before time runs out, once again, because we got to do that commercial for U.S. Bank of America.
That's right.
Again, if you go to U.S. Bank
That's
of
our new
America,
sponsor.
that's our brand new sponsor. And let me tell you something, John. I give all glory to the Lord Jesus Christ, and I really mean that. I give him a shout out all the time.
And speaking of John.
That's right. Speaking of John.
No, John.
Well, that was cold.
No, John. No, I
know.
said hello, John. John, you're with Legends in Concert. You created it. You were the founder of it, the producer of it. You've got shows around the world. You have a show over in Germany that's been running. Is that Germany?
Yeah, 19 years in Estrella Theater in
Yes.
Berlin, Germany.
Right, and you've got a new show coming up that you're working on called.
New show coming up here in town, going to be Las Vegas Follies. It's actually Vegas Follies, and it's also called Forever Young because everyone on the show is over 55.
And 55 is the new 33. So
That's right. Who's in the show, John? Who do you got?
We haven't got it all summarized yet, but we'll be announcing it soon.
That's good.
Okay, and also, here on Sandy Kastel and Friends, we also do special editions of Shopping at Smith's, Staying Fit and Fabulous Forever, and Women in Music and Arts, Empowering Artists of All Ages. We want you to call in to 702-348-5707. If you want to get tickets for this Saturday, we've got a WEMA mixer at Canyon Gate Estates. That's 702-348-5707. It's only $25, and all of the proceeds go to the WEMA Scholarship Foundation.
And once again, with U.S. Bank, if you go there, you'll get if you open up an account. Anybody that opens up an account at Sahara in Durango, They have the bank inside Smith's itself. You'll get $75 cash, hard money. Do whatever you want. Go out and buy some Italian food or whatever kind of food that they have. And you will also get show tickets, which is very, very exciting. And if you want to borrow money from me, the juice is going to be too much. So what you need to do is you need to go to Smith's. And you got to go to there because their rates are hell. Because I'll send my cousin Guido to pay a visit. And believe me, you will pay me.
And we want to welcome you back to Sandy Kastel and Friends every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I want to thank my guest today, Chef Michael. We've got Louis Poema, Fred Schultz of Positively Kids, I got to get that out, and Gina Van Pelt, and she's a model, and also we've got Johnny Stuart with us every single day, our guest tomorrow, and throughout the week we've got some wonderful guests coming up.
We have Don Usherson coming in tomorrow.
Oh,
Sally
that's my
Kellerman.
boy. That's my boy.
On Friday we've got Jack Wood. We've got a lot of great people. So join us Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. on KLAV. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Don't
here
forget,
on KLAV.
I can't
bye,
wait to
everybody.
talk to everybody.
Say bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.